Deduction on actual payment, section 43B. Now, whatever you have seen till now, normally what happens is that if this is your profit and loss account, okay, there are various expenses which you keep on booking here, okay, and these are allowed as a deduction. What we also saw was that many companies follow mercantile basis of accounting, right? Under the mercantile basis, the expenses are recognized in the profit and loss account as they occur, right? So what will happen is that as you book these expenses, whether or not you have made a payment, these are deducted from your profit figure insofar as accounting is concerned, right? But under the tax laws, section 43B specifically provides that some specific expenses, it is not applicable to all the expenses, it is only applicable to some specific expenses. These will be allowed as a deduction only when these are paid. Okay, so let us have a look at these expenses which are allowed as a deduction only if they are paid during the previous year, okay, or if they are not paid during the previous year, they are paid before the due date of filing of return under section 139(1) as applicable to the relevant assessee. Deduction for the following expenses, which means what? Only these expenses is allowed only in the previous year in which such sum is actually paid by the assessee. Now what does this mean? This means that if, let's say for example, you incur an expenditure during financial year 11 and 12, okay, if you make the payment in 11-12, you are allowed a deduction. But if you move forward and make the payment in 12-13, then also you will be allowed a deduction, but only in financial year 12 and 13, right? However, there is one exception to this rule. So the general rule is the year when you make the payment, you get a deduction. If it is pertaining to 11-12, you make a deduction for that. Sorry, you make a payment for that, you get a deduction. But if you don't pay during financial year 11-12 and you pay during 12-13, then you are allowed a deduction in 12-13. However, such deduction is also allowed if the amount is actually paid by the assessee on or before the due date of return of income under section 139(1). Now we know every assessee, depending on whether it's a company or a firm, right, or an individual, everyone has a date by which they have to file their return of income, which is prescribed under section 139(1), right? So let's say you incur an expense, let me use a different color, during financial year 11-12. One thing is you make it in 12-13 and claim a deduction there. But what the law says is that even if you make the payment after financial year 11-12, but before the due date of filing the return of income, right? So if your due return fall here, you make a payment before this date, then you can claim a deduction in financial year 11-12 as well, right? So if I were to go to the drawing board, one, financial year 11-12, paid during this time, you get a deduction. If you pay before due date of ROI, due date for which year? Financial year 11-12, then you get a deduction in financial 12. If not, then whatever financial year you pay, you get a deduction in that year, right? So let us now see which are these expenses which are covered within the ambit of section 43B. The first one is tax, duty, cess, etc. So any sum in the nature of tax, let's say income tax. No, actually not income tax, because income tax is not allowed as a deduction. Let's say sales tax, right? Duty, cess or fee under any law. Duty can be your custom duty, okay? Similarly, cess can be other things which are levied under any other law. Contribution to any provident fund. So employer's contribution. We're talking here about what? About the employer's contribution. If you are aware, for provident fund, we have both employers and employees contribution, right? But this restriction is applicable only in respect of employer contribution to any provident fund or superannuation fund or gratuity fund or any other fund for the welfare of the employees. So the employer's contribution to any of these funds is allowed as a deduction only in the year when it is paid, okay, or if it is paid before the due date of filing of return of the year when it is incurred. Please note, I'm again repeating, of the year in which it is incurred. It's allowed as a deduction in that year. Now, interestingly, insofar as employees' contribution is concerned, now since we are looking at this point, so I'm just pointing out this as well. And you can also note this. Employee contribution to Provident Fund or ESI, which is Employee State Insurance Corporation, that shall be allowed as a deduction, okay, only if it is paid before due date under those act. Please note this down. So employer's contribution can be paid before the due date of filing of return of income, but employee's contribution for these two, if you remember, this contribution from the employee is first treated as the income of the employer, okay, and then the deduction is allowed as he pays these amounts to the government or the respective authorities. So employee's contribution to PF, ESI, just forget this is something different, shall be allowed as a deduction only if it is paid before due date under those act, right? So there are different rules for employer and employee contribution. Bonus or commission. Again, if you give any kind of a bonus or commission to your employees, it has to be paid before the due date of filing of return of income. Interest on any loan. Interest on any loan or borrowing from public financial institution, state financial corporation, or state industrial investment corporation. So if you take any loan from these institutions, okay, and there is any amount of interest which is due on these loans, right, that under section 43B shall not be allowed as a deduction unless you satisfy these conditions. Similarly, interest on loan or advance from a scheduled bank is also allowed as a deduction subject to fulfillment of this condition relating to the payment. Conversion of interest into fresh loan will not be treated as payment of interest. Let's spend a minute on this. What happens is, let's say there's a person, he takes a loan from scheduled bank, okay. The interest keeps on accruing for 3 years, and after 3 years he tells the bank, look, my business is not running well, can you convert this interest also into a loan, right? What will happen by converting this interest into a loan is that this person is now going to pay, instead of the entire interest, he is going to only pay interest on interest. So such conversion cannot be taken as the payment of loan is what is trying to be covered here. Leave salary, leave encashment from the employer again is allowed as a deduction subject to the payment condition mentioned here. So section 43B is definitely one of the most important sections which you will come across. The reason being that many a times quite a few questions are asked on this, right? So just be careful, just try to understand it a bit more in detail. We'll take up 1 or 2 practical questions on this. You can also try some more questions independently from the study material or the books that you are referring to pertaining to section 43B for practice purpose. Let us now move on to the next slide.